Happy Monday, boys and girls, and welcome to the BOS Sports. I'm Marc Daniels. Chris Vasquez is over there. Hope you had a nice weekend. Big Magic game tonight, Game 4 against the Pistons of the Kia Center, trying to take total control of the series. Go up 3-1. Detroit already knows they're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they know they're in trouble. And they know it's not just a little tweak here or there. They got problems. We'll get to Magic and Pistons tonight. I was talking with Kelly in the bridge. It's the beauty of sports, man, right? It's the beauty of sports. Magic are blowing out the Pistons. Everything's good. And you're like, wait, what? Huh? They're losing? That happened. And then, that run makes everybody feel good again, as it should. But all the harshest critics were rubbing their hands like, oh, yeah. And pile it on. They just blew a big lead. And they won. All right.
Yeah, the Magic won.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, how you doing, Chris?
I'm great, Mark. I am great.
Yeah? Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. NFL draft, UCF baseball Friday night. Went bartended out at Avalon Park Saturday. Nice, relaxing, chill day Sunday.
Okay, nice.
So it was a good weekend. Did not enjoy the mountain views like you did.
It was unbelievable. I'm
jealous.
As scenic. I've said this. BYU and a game at LaVell Edwards Stadium is a bucket list just for the view because the mountains behind the stadium. And at Utah in Salt Lake City, their baseball stadium beyond center field, a little bit away, but beyond center field, mountains and still some snow-capped mountains.
Beautiful.
It was and as afternoon becomes night and the remaining sun is bouncing off those mountains, man, that was and even though Friday it was like 48 degrees at the end of the game. It felt like temperature was like 41. It wasn't cold because it wasn't windy. And the same thing on Saturday, we had a doubleheader. It was 60 when it started. It was gorgeous, and then it was in mid-low 50s by the time we finished, and it was great. Weather was awesome. Played doubleheader because of rain on Sunday, which they got, but the weather was just fantastic. I did not get to hike. I did kind of hurt myself running on Friday, which I've been great. I've been blessed. I've not suffered any type of serious injury, but
don't jinx it.
No, I overstepped on a run from the street to the sidewalk. I know exactly what happened. It was on an incline too, and just behind my knee, a little bit of tendonitis here, but it's all right. It was fine. So I didn't get to hike. I was disappointed with that.
But your knee wrapped up? You got ice?
No. Take a couple Tylenol and suck it up. I'm going to run today. It'll be more of a jog, but I'll get out today. Yeah. Am I a wimp? Suck it up, Buttercup. Get out there. Let's go.
Load management, Mark.
Not this guy.
Load management.
Not this guy. I was telling Kelly a couple of travel stories, right? So, time change, okay? Mountain time zone. 2 hours. Had a 9:30 flight out of Salt Lake City. And I didn't have anything for breakfast. I don't think I did, no. And we're going to land at about 4:30, 4:40 Orlando time because the time changed. About almost 5-hour flight. So I'm looking for places that have maybe more of a lunch option because I was going to buy something and not eat it till like halfway through the flight. So I go to Panera and I'm going to order a salad. Okay. Fairly priced for the airport. Okay. You put in the name for the order. Okay. MARC. The computer recognizes the name. Okay. So whatever. I pay, and they're going to call out your name.
Oh, boy.
And I'm waiting a little bit, and then I go, oh, there's a board up there that shows the progress of your order, okay? There's no mark. And I'm like, huh. All right, well, let's see. And I'm waiting. So I'm sitting down and our pitching coach and I just having a conversation. And I just hear, Max, your salad's here. I'm my first thought is, well, maybe there's a guy, Max. I'm thinking, wait, salad. So I get up and I go, did you say Mark? She goes, Max. I go, what kind of salad? And she explains, that's mine. She goes, how many times do we have to announce your name? I go, how about one? The first time would be good. I'm not Max. I'm not Max. That's my salad, but I'm not Max. Yeah.
What a
Max. Max.
What was with the attitude?
Well, some people not as happy when they come to the office.
I mean,
Not as happy.
you deal with dumb people, I get it, but you signed up for that job. You know what you're getting into.
But I don't know.
No need for the attitude.
But here's the thing. On the bag, because I had it to go, right? On the bag, the receipt says Mark. It says Mark. Why? Because I entered in the computer. Just because you yelled Max doesn't mean I was wrong.
So why did it not show up on the board then?
I don't know. Well, because I think it was done and waiting. But I didn't. So he was like, when you hear your name, get up. I'd like to hear it for the first time. I haven't heard it yet. I'm not Max.
Excuse me? Like,
I'm not Max.
oh.
Yeah.
Some people,
a little, tense.
You don't need to be working customer service.
I know.
Don't be working customer service. You can be like that.
Anyway, we got Magic Pistons preview to get to. Got a lot of draft stuff to get to. C+, B-, A, D. We'll take a look at some. I have some highlights I got to play for you from the draft. I got some stuff that I want to play for you. We'll do that a little bit later in the program as well. So we got busy Monday. A whole bunch of stuff to get to from the weekend it was, and other things that are going on. But first, here's everybody's favorite.
Wow.
What? Everybody's favorite segment. Let's go.
It's almost like an unwritten rule that when you become a father, you become king of the bad dad jokes.
What is Forrest Gump's password? 1 Forrest 1.
Are you ready to laugh? We know at least one person is. Here's CB's dad joke of the day.
Oh, that's so great. Mark, I'm ready to start out the week strong. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What is a giraffe's favorite fruit?
I don't know, Chris. What is a giraffe's favorite fruit?
Why, of course, that would be nectarines.
And we're off and running with the week. Wow. BBN Sports on this Monday. Tonight, the Kia Center is where the Magic and Pistons are going to play Game 4 of the series, with the Magic leading 2 games to 1, and a chance tonight to really put the Pistons in a tough spot. Magic win tonight. I don't believe Detroit can beat the Magic 3 games in a row, but it's it's why we play the game, and we'll all do that and get locked in tonight to see what happens. But Saturday's game is fascinating on many levels. The Magic had that third quarter in Game 2 against Detroit, and then you're like, okay, so what happens on Saturday? What team shows up? Do they feed off the home crowd energy? And it's a back and forth first half, really. Even after the first quarter, the Magic are up 7 at the break, and it's still a close game going to the fourth quarter. Then the Magic open it up, and the Magic lead by 17 with 8:42 to go. Dunked by Wendell Carter Jr. And, of course, I was telling Kelly earlier, I was watching on my phone as we're going to the stadium, and then I have my computer up, so I'm setting up and I'm watching, and I'm like, they're blowing out the Pistons. I mean, at that moment you're watching, this series is over. I mean, the Magic are going to win Game 4, and you're like, they're not going to let them back in the game, are they? And it's a 15-point game with 7:28 to go, and then it's a 9-point game with 5:45 to go, and you're like, well, it's okay. Then it's a 4-point game with 5:01 to go, and you're like, what the heck is going on here right now? Tobias Harris hits a 3. It's a 3-point game with 3:43 to go, and Cade Cunningham hits a 3, and you're like, it's tied. And when Cade Cunningham makes that first free throw with 2:52 to go, as Kelly and I were discussing this on the bridge, everybody in the critic section for the Magic season and who should be fired and who should be traded, with all of that discussion valid to some degree, it's like they're rubbing their hands going, yeah, see? This is what we're talking about. 17-point lead, and it's gone in like 6+ minutes. And it's the team choked away. They're down 2-1, that they're finished, and that's the narrative, right? I mean, when Cade Cunningham hits the free throw and it's 105-104, how is anybody not thinking, oh boy, this is about to get ugly? It's bad enough you have the third quarter in Detroit, but now it's going to be a fourth quarter, less than 9 minutes to go, 17-point lead, and they collapsed. Except they didn't. Down 105-104. Franz Wagner hits a shot, 106-105. Tobias Harris with a miss. Franz Wagner 3. 109-105, 146 to go. The whole vibe has changed. When Franz Wagner hit the 3, all of a sudden you're like, oh, a response and a 3-point basket, right? Detroit miss, a Franz miss, then foul, 110-105, and then not a single person thought Paolo should have taken the shot. But he takes the 3. Boom, 113-105. It's a 9-0 run to end the basketball game, and the Magic win. It's sports. It's the magical thing about it, pun intended, and it just shows you. 17-point collapse. Button, panic, compress, don't respond. Made some shots and made a couple of threes along the way. Played good defense. Detroit rushes a few things in the possessions, and Orlando wins the basketball game. The great shooting effort by Desmond Bane could have been all for naught if they blow that if they blow that fourth quarter lead. But they didn't. And Desmond Bane, 7 of 9 from 3. Paolo goes for 25. Wasn't great shooting at 6 of 17. Had 12 rebounds, had 9 assists, 17 boards for Wendell Carter Jr., including 8 offensive rebounds, which were huge in that game for Orlando. And again, Jalen Duren is a non-factor. That's Detroit's biggest question mark right now. But the Magic win, and it's that feel-good game that could have been the loss. But it's part of the NBA. It's part of playoff basketball. You got a big lead. It goes away. It's how you respond. And there'll still be no short of critics if the Magic end up losing this series. But they win that game on Saturday. And as we've said, the first 83 games no longer matters. It's what's happened in the last 4 basketball games. They're 3-1, the play-in, and now the 3 games of this series. And Detroit's in trouble. And even though they did rally and take the lead, they still didn't get the closeout the Magic did. And I think the Pistons know right now through 3 games, the Magic have been better. I'm sure they believe that they're the better basketball team, but they can't argue. One bad half for the Magic. It's a small sample size of 3 games. It's one bad half of the series. Otherwise, the Magic are the better basketball team in this series. And anybody watching it, if you take Magic-colored glasses off, 10 o'clock hour WY, Jim Orlando, WJR, HD2, Cocoa Beach. If you take Magic-colored glasses off, go read some of the more respected national people that cover this game will tell you, oh, that's what they were supposed to look like, which was what everybody envisioned, right? Healthy bodies, adding Bane. That's the team. And some of those national people have gone back the narrative of that's who we thought they were supposed to be. And again, for the umpteenth time, it doesn't change the things that the team should have been criticized for during the season, but it doesn't matter at the moment. If they lose 4-2 in the series, bring all that stuff back out and yell and scream, and that'll happen if they lose 4-2. But right now, anybody watching this series, even a diehard Piston fan, has to acknowledge after 3 games, the Magic are better. And you go, well, when they get Duren going, if Duncan Robinson's knocking down shots, and if Thompson can get to the rim, and he was 7 of 10 in that game. Hey, and Tobias, nobody doubts that Detroit's got talent. Look at the games they won this season. Nobody would argue that. But the sample size of the 3 games right now, Orlando's better. And part of that is also the ability to not allow the collapse to be completed. It was to respond after blowing a 17-point lead and to make plays when it mattered and to play defense when it mattered and to get stops after the collapse of 17 points to your advantage and make a couple of stops defensively, knock down some shots, and put the game away at home. And tonight, here we go. What in-game adjustments do you make, and how does Detroit try to get their big involved, which has been a non-factor in the series? Cade Cunningham had to work a lot harder, took 23 shots in the basketball game, 3 of 10 from 3. So every game in the playoffs are big. You could be up 3-0. You could lose as the Lakers did, and you feel like, hey, you know what? Okay, we're fine. But everybody knows how significant tonight is. The Magic hold court and win at home tonight. I just don't think Detroit could win 3 games in a row against the Magic. Body language, it's always important to me. And as Detroit's on that run, you could feel it. But then as the Magic close it out and win, body language is of a confident team that is telling you, based on performance as well as postgame, this is the team that we were supposed to be throughout the year. Not perfect. Not perfect, flawed, still a couple of head-scratching turnovers at times, and, still some wide-open jump shots that people are missing. But the body of work is what it is. The Magic have played better than Detroit in this series, have earned a 2-1 lead. I don't see any reason why tonight at home again with that crowd that they should not come out ready to play and win and be up 3-1 in the series. And then more pressure on Detroit of all the criticism of, hey, the 1 seed that wasn't ready for it, can't handle it. But if you go back and take a look at 8-1 matchups, usually it's a team that wasn't very good to begin with that gets in because, particularly in the East, you had to get 8 or now 10 teams in with the play-in, and they were not going to be a threat. Detroit ended up being a different type of 1 seed. I mean, the season ended before the Magic have had this run. The season ended, and despite what Detroit did in winning 60 games, like in the West, Chris, does anybody question Oklahoma City as an overwhelming favorite? Even though San Antonio's had a great season, you're still like, hey, they're the champs, have the best record. They're the champs, right?
Yep.
No one questions that.
Right.
I'd love to see an OKC San Antonio series, but no one questions that. In the East, with Tatum healthy, it was like, well, in fact, Boston was the favorite. And despite at times the inconsistency of the Knicks, it was like, hey, they got more playoff history than this Detroit team. The Detroit had a great season, but they don't have the playoff resume to earn this right now. It's still more like, are they ready for this? And then you get an 8 seed that talent-wise, most people thought was going to be more like a 3 or 4, that now is healthy. It ain't your typical 1-8. I mean, the record is, although I think in the last decade, the 8 seed averaged 43 wins or something like that. Magic at 45. But not your typical 8 seed. Because most 8 seeds at the beginning of the season aren't thought to be a top 3 team in the conference. Most teams that are 8 typically were like, yeah, they can make the playoffs, but they're not going to do anything. It likely frustrates you more if you're a Magic fan because you wonder, good gosh, man, what would have been? But like I say, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter because, and you can't get too far ahead of any of this stuff. But Chris, if I said to any Magic fan right now, are you afraid of whoever wins Cleveland-Toronto?
I mean, they probably should be scared of the Raptors, but no, not really.
Actually, I think it's Cleveland. It's a little bit of history there.
I'm just saying because of what happened earlier.
But my point is, this is how perception can change quickly. And that's why I say it's a flashback to July. It's a flashback to July when a Magic fan and national media looked and go, okay, that's a team, if healthy, that is going to be dangerous. Well, that team is telling you, hey, this is who we are. And all of a sudden, it's a different view. It's not it's not your typical 8 seed. Doesn't guarantee you that you're going to win the series. I'm just saying, I think Detroit recognizes, hey, we're not getting the team that filled out the playoff bracket that kind of wishes they were in the lottery. They're getting a team that now playing to its potential has made it very difficult. And I do think the lack of experience is also part of what's going on in Detroit. Had a great season. There's no question about it. But the lack of experience, I think, can get to a team. It'll be a really interesting night. I'd be shocked if Orlando just doesn't come ready to play. I think up 2-1 at home, knowing what tonight does, you send them back with an elimination game. That's a ton of pressure. That's a ton of pressure. I truly think if the Magic win tonight, I don't know if there's a game 6 because I think Detroit begins to have massive internal mental challenge of now what do we do? But tonight's game tips off 8 o'clock. And we got the pregame coverage starting at 7:30 for the Magic and the Pistons. Can I throw one other thing by you basketball-wise?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant was on the bench last night as Houston won their game against the Lakers. Elimination game, 3-0.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going?
The wave?
No, he wasn't there in game 3.
Okay.
And some of his teammates politely basically said, this is what we've dealt with, and you go back and think of, and it was about money, okay? Harden wanted a max deal in OKC. They weren't going to offer him a max deal because there was, and I'm going way back now, there was a tax issue back then for OKC and trying to make it work for their big three of Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. And Harden, again, didn't want to be a sixth man. And you'll never get an honest answer because all three would say, look at my bank account that is probably north of $500 million, so I don't care. But when you think of Durant, Westbrook, and Harden versus Golden State's big three, and again, they didn't play as long, but basketball-wise, in OKC, it took a long time, has recovered to the point that Sam Presti's viewed as now the guy. And they got a championship, and they got a ton of picks, and they got another team that can win the title again. But Kevin Durant won 2 titles with what team?
Golden State.
And how many titles has James Harden and Russell Westbrook won? Right, same number as Chris. And Clay and Steph and Draymond won 4 together. And the image of all 3 guys from OKC are what? All 3.
Talented, but...
Right? And no matter what you think of Draymond and the antics, okay, when he's on, he's been one of the greatest defensive players in NBA history. And Clay and Steph shooting together, one of the greatest shooting duos ever. And all 3, even with Draymond's antics, will be perceived as great basketball players on a dynastic team. And those 3 guys in Oklahoma City all can score, all have made a ton of money, played a bunch of all-star games, all NBA, all that stuff. And Durant's got 2 titles and he had to go to Golden State to get them. And that's it. That's it. And Durant is, I don't even know if Durant's title chasing anymore. I just think Kevin Durant doesn't want to leave the spotlight and knows that even at this age, he can go score 25 points with ease because he's one of the NBA's greatest scorers. And he's made a ton of money in businesses outside. He's a big tech investment guy. James Harden, same deal. What else am I going to do? I'll make $50 million and play basketball. I can score 25 all the time. Westbrook can't score 25 anymore, but he'll keep bouncing. And that's what their careers have been. Just jumping team to team to team to team to team to team to team, whatever. And while Clay's in Dallas, the championships in Golden State will always have them connected. And you just kind of wonder. And money did it again. Harden wanted a max back then. Didn't want to be a sixth man. They didn't want to pay the tax. They made the trade. And then Durant with a shocker on 4th of July going to Golden State. And, that's how it all fell apart. But, you can always wonder, even despite the new OKC championship team, what if? And all 3 of those guys, look at the perception, right?
It's
when the number of teams you play for, you need a second hand.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good. You don't want that next to your name. Although Kevin Durant's got some other things next to his name that he doesn't want.
No, I don't think any of those 3 guys care what people like you and I think.
I think Kevin Durant does. Clearly.
Oh, you mean like burner accounts? Yeah, no, I think. Oh no, yeah, he's absolutely obsessed with his perception, but.
Russell Westbrook, I don't think he gives a damn.
But I think all 3 would tell you that they believe their legacy is viewed differently. And Kevin Durant will go down as one of the greatest scorers ever in NBA history. There's no question about that. But he won 2 titles going to Golden State. And I do think it's in the eyes of fans, when you win it and you're somewhat organically grown, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll get to some of the draft stuff from the weekend that was. We got coverage of the Magic and Pistons tonight. Pregame at 7:30. Tip set for just after 8 o'clock. NBC for the coverage of tonight on the TV side. We'll get to the draft next. Chris,
Mark.
here we go. Ready on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be talking about Carson Beck being the third quarterback chosen in the NFL
Really?
draft. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Carson Beck.
Do you have a landing spot?
How about Arizona?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Genius.
Did you think third round?
Did I say?
You said he was going to be the first quarterback after Ty Simpson.
Was
and
he?
Fernando Monte. He was. But did you think third round?
I don't believe I was asked to give a round. Oh, come on.
No, that's
you
impressive.
got to give me some credit.
No, that's
here.
impressive.
Okay.
That's impressive. I give it to you.
I didn't just say that he been extra. I gave you the team.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I'm 100% behind you, Mark. I was just wondering if you had him going in the third round.
I probably would have said yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. But I didn't. But the other, what can I tell you, man? Got it right.
Look at you.
Got it right.
Looks like you do know a thing or two.
Well, that's about it, though. Once you get past two, not much. Can I play something for you?
Yes.
Okay. Because we talked about this on Friday, and receipts are all over the place, man. Couldn't find it. Somebody else did, right?
NFL Draft on ABC is presented by Heinz. It has to be Heinz.
Wow, this is a reach.
Back here in Pittsburgh, outside Acrisure Stadium. First night for the 2026 NFL Draft. Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Desmond Howard, and Nick Saban with you. Molly McGrath in the green room. Field Gate, Pete Thamel, Stanford Steve Coughlin, all here covering the opening night. The Dallas Cowboys picked Caleb Downs from Ohio State with the 11th overall pick. And now, how about them Cowboys? Back on the clock, and the pick is in. Here comes the commissioner.
With the 23rd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Malachi Lawrence, defensive end, University of Central Florida.
I had several things goes on here. First, here's the beginning of the clip again.
NFL Draft on ABC is presented by Heinz. It has to be Heinz.
Wow, this is a reach.
So
Shut up, Nick Saban.
That was Nick Saban, because clearly on the set they know who the next pick is going to be, and when it was Malachi Lawrence, then Saban on set started going, wow, here's why this guy's got great upside and all that stuff. By the way, you know what else I learned during that segment? I didn't know Stanford Steve had a last name. I had no idea he had a last name. I thought that was his name, Stanford, last name Steve. I had no idea. Wow. Yeah. Had a name. So, anyway. Listen, I'm not shocked by that. The other thing I get is on the screen, they've got Goodell, right? And then they have a double camera shot of Cowboy fans. And it happens throughout the draft rounds 1 through 7. They're like, and the pick is Wile E. Coyote. Yeah. Like they have no idea. Just no idea. Like, yeah, it's great. Who is that? What? Malachi? The Malachi brothers from Happy Days? Yeah, I love this guy. Love this guy.
Here we go.
So there's the audio. Remember Friday said I couldn't find it.
Yep.
And somebody had the audio.
I sent it to you.
You can, I'm saying somebody else posted. Don't forget, you can listen to the show 96.9 FM, 740 AM, iHeart app, no matter where you're tuned in, and also on the live stream, either through Twitter, 96 on Game On, or go to our YouTube page, 96 The Game Orlando, click on the logo and the live button. We may just run live during the next break and see if Mark says something bad.
Oh, someone wants to know, and I don't know if you want to save this for what will we be talking about Monday
Yeah.
on Friday. Someone wants your Derby pick since you just nailed everything about Carson Beck.
Yeah, I'll have to wait till Friday for that. I'm not a big fan of this Derby field this year.
No?
I do not think this is a good Derby field, which sometimes can be good for bettors. But anyway, I want to add something else about the draft here.
Mhm.
And then I got a whole bunch of stuff to get to with you, including what I thought was more than just TV back and forth between two people. But every year, people post stuff on the draft about comparing conferences. And it was this year more Big Ten players in the first round than the SEC. And the SEC had 7, and the ACC and Big 12 had 6. So there wasn't a large gap. Now, does that mean that the conferences are equal? No. It's just those are the numbers for this year. But here's something else. For all the criticism, and I'm as guilty as anybody, and I kind of I poke Chris because I know it gets him excited about the transfer portal and money and all this stuff, okay? But for all the criticism, the portal in many ways, it works. It works in the sense of player development, not all the time, but it does work in many areas. G6 players drafted in this year's draft was 14. It's not a lot, okay? In 7 rounds, do the math. Less than 10. No, I'm just kidding. It's 2. Okay. 14 in 7 rounds. It's not a big number. Those are players that were drafted that played for teams that were G6, meaning not the Power 4. Okay? G6 players that went to Power 4 schools. 39. 39 got drafted. So it does show you, and as much as I feel terrible, and I've done interviews with college coaches, I've done interviews with high school coaches, those that cover both the high school and the college level. The number of D1, whatever you want to call it, D1 or FBS, or Power 4 scholarship offers for high school seniors is down significantly. Just offers. Forget about guys going to Power 4. Just offers is down significantly. Why? Because now, and it's greater in college basketball, they want the experienced guy. I want the guy that, it's got 2 years as a starter, that I can plug in and play right now. So more high school players have to take the route of, I'm going to go to a G6 program or play FCS. And what? And I'm going to showcase my skills. And after 1, maybe 2 years, if opportunities are there, to go up and play up. And play up also means what? It means money. So there are issues with pay for play, NIL, whatever we want to call it. But the system does work. In college basketball, it's greater. I mean, the number of guys that have made the jump from P5 in college basketball, count the Big East, it's enormous. And the money's enormous. But it does work. You can go and play at a place, get exposure, and be offered opportunity with money to go play at a Power 4 program. Now, there are examples of guys that played G6 that went to Power 4, couldn't handle it, and flamed out. There are also guys that played at P4, couldn't cut it, went down to G6. They stunk there too. But it does show you that the process of developing yourself, showcasing your skills, opens up opportunities, because now I don't want the freshman anymore. I don't. Unless you're rare 5-star, Malachi Tony or Jeremiah Smith. I don't want that. I need veteran guys. I need guys that got 2 years, 3 years experience that can play. I mean, college basketball this year, there will be some teams. There'll be some teams in college basketball whose average age is 23 because of the European invasion as well. Like, I think St. John's is going to average guys about 23 years old. But it does work in college football. When we come back, I'll play a few more clips of the draft, some that are just hilarious. But also, what I think was more than just two talking heads going back and forth. I don't know what's going on, but I'll get to that clip coming up. We're going to go live on the stream if you're on there right now. If you're not, you can click over. I don't know what we'll do, but I may say something. Maybe I won't, but just worth watching. Back with more in a moment.
Hello.
Oh, man.
What?
A little bit tired, but I'm okay.
Oh, you poor thing.
No, I'm not asking for any sympathy. I'm not. You know what I can't stand, though, among the travel stuff?
What's that?
Okay. And I don't know sometimes how people get certain bags on planes, but again, the whole loading thing and so forth, and that there's always the one jackass that is trying to shove a bag in to the overhead compartment that he's not putting it in properly, and we're held up in line. And then he says, "Go around." You can't go around.
Kind of got limited space there, buddy.
Can't go.
We are just. I don't even know what we are in other people's worlds. Everyone's just so caught up in what they have going on.
Well, that's what aliens will look at us and think, "What are we doing down there?" You know?
Oh, what are we doing?
Yeah. Did you watch any of day 3 of the draft?
A little bit of it, not too much though.
I'm convinced
Mm-hmm.
that Mel Kiper.
Oh God, knows nothing.
No. I applaud the brand that he's built over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But don't you want to go to Mel, like in the middle of round 6 or early round 7? Like, hey, just ease up. It's okay to say that you know a little bit about the guy, but Mel almost wants to be like, let me tell you everything about every play that I watched of this guy. And you're like, Mel, relax, man. It's okay. You know, it's okay. But he's like so hardcore.
So
Like, we just drafted Chris Vasquez. I saw 9 games with this guy in film. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Stop it. There's not enough hours of the day for all this stuff.
what did you think about the
Mel, I'm sorry to cut you off. I did go back and look. Mel's projected top 10 the day after the national championship game, not in the exact order, he had 9 of the 10. So it's not bad.
Who snuck in there that he didn't?
I don't remember. And I think he had, well, he had Ruben Bain in the top 10. I can't fault him for that.
Yeah. What did you think about the Eagles pick, the Nigerian?
And where they picked, I don't know. I can't take a flyer on that.
But Diego Pavia didn't get drafted.
We're going to get to Pavia in a moment. Yeah.
He's such a clown.
Huh?
Apparently that post was fake.
Which one?
The one that you had sent me where he, I guess,
Oh,
posted
yeah,
to the Instagram story.
Yeah.
Either way, he's still such an idiot.
Wow.
He is.
How about the Browns taking another quarterback?
Of course they would. The Browns
listen,
do Browns things.
Actually, I think the Browns had a pretty good draft, though. I do kind of like some of the stuff the Browns did.
Yeah, but you don't need. But weren't we talking about them?
The best part, though, in the quarterback room, you got to get a chair. Why? We don't have enough in here. I mean, we got a whole bunch of quarterbacks. Got to get a chair from outside to bring into the room.
And if they're bad next year, they're going to draft another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
If you're Dylan Gabriel, you can't feel good about that, right?
If you're Dylan Gabriel, you just think, man, I got another 3 years here. Lord.
Yeah.
But making, I guess, decent money as a 3rd-round pick.
Listen, all you got to do is just got to find a place, stay in a roster, bounce around, do, take the merchandise.
Take tips from Josh Johnson.
People would be smart. Find a way to stick around as long as they can. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get into it in the next segment.
Mm-hmm.
What did the Jaguars do this weekend?
According to their GM, they nailed all their picks.
Not according to everybody else.
Doesn't matter what everyone else thinks.
That's true, but
the GM's all about them.
Not that I'm a big believer in the grades, but didn't they grade out like among the worst of everybody? Yeah, I know. And when you don't have a 1st or 2nd round pick, it loses some luster there. So, all right, we're going to play the clip I was talking when we come back.
Okay.
He's the voice you trust for the teams you love. You're listening to Marc Daniels and the Beat of Sport.
Magic Pistons tonight, 8 o'clock. Tip coverage begins at 7:30 in the station here. Magic try to grab a 3-1 lead in the series. Red Murdoch was Mr. Irrelevant. The perfect name.
I was just about to say that is a great name for a Mr. Irrelevant.
Right.
Red
Murdoch sounds like he played in the 40s for the Chicago Stags. Right? Semi-pro a little bit, balding, reddish hair, loved by everybody. It was like a guy named Red, right? Played for Buffalo, not the Bills, the University of. He's Mr. Irrelevant.
And I don't know, the last name fits too, Murdoch.
Red Murdoch.
You don't hear a lot of Murdochs.
Red Murdoch.
That's great.
Great. Awesome.
I hope he has a successful career.
Okay, I want to play something, and I'm going to play it.
Okay.
And then let you react, because I think there's something more going on between these two that I know each other. Like, it's one thing if you have draft analysts that disagree. Okay. This is from NFL Network. This is Rich Eisen playing like the classic Gordon Soley wrestling guy. Let the two sides go at each other. Our friend Charles Davis and Daniel Jeremiah. And the first 45 seconds of this, which I'm not going to play, but to kind of get you up to where we are, Charles is answering Rich Eisen, who's asked the question to both of them when Mendoza plays, and since they have Kirk Cousins, and Charles is adamant that they're going to play Mendoza. It's one thing that Daniel Jeremiah disagrees with, but then Charles gets testy.
All right.
So I'm going to play the clip here for you now.
I think John Spytek has done a fantastic job off-season draft, putting together a new squad. Clint Kubiak coaching, bringing him along. he is going to play. It's going to be earlier than what people are projecting, and I think he's going to fare just fine because I love the makeup of the kid.
I'm going to disagree with you on this. I think he's going to
Disagree all you want, take your money.
Yeah,
I will disagree with you. Because Charles Davis late in the draft is my favorite Charles Davis.
Last I checked, Tom Brady hasn't been in this role for any other team, and Tom Brady's been on national airways forever talking about how this league fails quarterbacks and how they don't do it properly. And he went through this himself.
And let's wait and see what Tom does.
He went through this himself. He's got his guy in place. Kirk Cousins.
Bledsoe was sitting there.
I know, and Kirk Cousins is an accomplished player in this league.
Pick.
He's an accomplished player in this
Tom
league.
was a 6th round
Kirk Cousins is not some.
He was not a 1st round pick.
He's not going to rush him on the field. I'm just telling you. He's not going to do it.
He will tell us that now.
They're not in any hurry. They just hired the head coach. He just got there. There's no rush. They're in no hurry.
Right, so let me ask you this.
No, he's not going to start right away. I promise you.
Okay, so then let me ask you
I
this.
can't wait to see this.
Maybe it's not right away.
You want more?
I love that.
You want more?
Give me more.
Okay, but let me ask you. I'm going to give you on Friday on my show, the Rich Eisen Show, 12 to 3 Eastern. We have a segment called What's More Likely. Okay, my guy Chris Brockman asks me all sorts of questions and puts me in positions. I'll put you in the position he put me in the other day. What's more likely? What's more likely to be higher? Number of Fernando Mendoza starts this year? Raiders draft position in next year's NFL draft. What number is higher?
Ooh, I'm going to say that he's going to start 7 games.
Okay. And so
Kirk Cousins will get him past the halfway mark.
Okay. So 7 games.
Start 7 games, and I'm going to say that the Raiders are picking 9 next year.
Okay. What about you?
Oh, draft position.
But you think that he's going to be? I thought
I'm sorry. Starts.
So starts.
The number of starts for him.
Starts.
But
so he said 7 starts. How many starts do you think he gets?
12 minimum.
I mean, geez, Chuck, the way you were talking, you would have thought he was going to start the first day of minicamp.
The way you were,
now you've already given him 5 weeks for Kirk Cousins after you just said no chance.
The way you were talking, he was going to sit the entire year, and you got him given 7 starts.
What an oversell.
Oh, please, you oversold that like crazy. He's not going to rush him in. He's going to watch him play. And you're giving him 7 starts.
Oh, Christmas, you threw
7 starts before he's not going to rush him in. And they've got a confident guy that he sits all year long.
They're showing water shots now. They're showing water shots of the calm. I mean,
if you're saying that they got Kirk Cousins and they're not going to play him, how do you get 7 starts?
Ian wants to step in like Mills Lane.
Way.
Step in, Ian. What do you got?
That's fantastic.
I'm telling you, man. I think there's more than just talking head banter there. I love Charles too much. I was never going to text him to go, hey, saw that. But, man, I'm telling you, watching, there's something like, I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down. That got spicy.
It did.
That got spicy.
It did. And not just because he was on the show, but, I've been saying, I do think Fernando Mendoza starts day one.
By the way, let me tell you why that was great. Because these two guys actually know what they're talking about. They may disagree. It's unlike, you put on a talking head show on what, and they have no clue. But that was spicy. That was spicy.
I love that.
Chris loves
oh boy.
Chris loves draft picks like this, okay?
Pittsburgh, I'll keep this short, like your postseason.
Oh! The Ravens, with their international fan making a pick in the 4th round, comes out to Booze wearing a Raven shirt and says, I'll make this short like your postseason. You're not a big fan of some of these fan draft picks.
If they keep them short like that, little gut punch, little fun between rivals, fine. But like Pat McAfee, there's someone else, I think Mark Rippon for Washington, and there's someone else I feel like I'm forgetting. Stop making it about you. It is not about you. Get up there, make the pick, and be done with it. The spotlight is not on you. It is about the players coming into the NFL. Good Lord. It took some of these guys like 3, 4, 5 minutes to make the damn announcement.
My wife still needs me to explain the Mekhi Lemon story. I'm like, I can't. And then I showed her, by the way, I showed her a clip of him during the season in which he's normal. Doesn't do the whole weird acting thing.
Slithering around.
Okay,
like a
can
snake.
I play a couple more here?
Okay.
This is Eric DeCosta, the Ravens GM. Okay, tell me if you believe this. Ready?
Adam Randall's an interesting pick. I think it is. You'll probably see the video at some point. It's the first draft pick that Steve Bisciotti has ever made. So, when we were down in Florida, Steve was begging for a draft pick, and he owns the team. I said, yes, Steve. And so, of course, you're going to have a draft pick. And so we decided on our last 5th-round pick. He did his research. He studied the tape, talked to people. He's got a really good relation.
Anybody believe that?
Actually, you know what? I kind of do.
Oh,
I kind of do.
How about, man? Yeah, Steve, you can make the pick. Here's a few guys that we're thinking about. I mean, what if he just pulls a name and like, who? What? Come on.
At least it wasn't a punter or a kicker or a long snapper.
No. But let me play. Okay. Here's the next clip. Now, some of these behind the scenes stuff are great, right? Mm-hmm. So I want you to listen. Okay. The Falcons are about to make a pick. And imagine you're a player. You're excited. You get a phone call. And did the Falcons think this player was going to keep up with everybody that got the... Listen to what the Falcons do here and tell me if this is fair to the guy.
Ontario.
Hello?
What's up, man? Ian Cunningham with the Falcons.
What's
We're gonna
up,
pick you
man?
right here, okay?
You for real?
You ready to roll? Yeah, we're for real. You ready?
For real.
You ready to go? All right, man. I'm gonna pass you to Coach Stefanski here. Hold on real quick.
I got you. Ontario. What's up? Yo, you ready to roll? Yes. You're a Falcon, dude. No, bro. This can't be pretty cool, right? No, this is pretty cool. Hey, congratulations. I'm going to put you on with Josh Blank. He's part of our ownership group, right? Here's Josh. Okay.
Ontario, how are we doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Excited to have you down here in Atlanta. We're really looking forward to it.
Oh, I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm shaking right now.
Hey, that's amazing. Well, you enjoy the moment, enjoy the time with the family. We couldn't be more excited. I'm going to hand the phone over to Nate Ollie.
Stop handing the phone off. How many people does he need to talk to? He's a 6th-round pick. That's unbelievable. Right? Do you think he knows anyone that he just spoke to? Like when he hung up and they said, okay, for an extra $5 million, name every person you just spoke to. It's completely unfair. He has no idea. Hold on. I got someone else who wants to talk to you. This is Jim. He works in marketing. Here's his cousin, Susan. She's been to a few games. Stop handing the phone off.
Oh, man, that's fantastic.
The poor guy.
Great.
It's one thing you got the GM. Here's the head coach, maybe the coordinator, but stop it. You know? Here's the owner's son, not the owner, but it's the owner's son. And poor guy. Just poor guy.
Hey, if he can memorize everyone you just talked to, you can memorize the playbook.
Wow. Unbelievable. Hold on. You're someone else. What? Hold on. Just passing down everybody.
And they ask him the same things. Like, hey, man, you excited? Welcome down to Atlanta. We're excited for you. All right.
Yeah,
here's the next guy. Hey, man, you excited?
Just like I used to say about signing day in college football. I wish there would have been a coach who'd be like, bad day. Just did not come through for us. You know, we didn't do like, I want one of these to be like excited, like, not really. You guys aren't very good and you don't develop players. I kind of hope that you wouldn't draft me. That'd be the best answer somebody could give.
I was gonna say we kind of got that, but from a coach's perspective with Sean McVay.
Or you get the coach when somebody goes, hey, how high was in your board? Nowhere near where we drafted him, man. Honestly, he was in the 40s and we took him at 16. I don't know what the heck we're doing, to be honest, in that room. There's some guys that I really question what they're doing. Really do. Yeah.
You know, it'll never happen.
No. Everybody's like, he was number 1 on our board. You know, number 1 on our board.
It'll never happen, but that would be great.
This is the clip that Chris loves. This is John Gruden and Diego Pavia.
Now, are you representing yourself or do you have an agent?
No, I'm representing myself.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't think it was fair that someone was going to represent me and take 5 to 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody taking my money. Tell you that.
It's unbelievable for a young guy to be able to do this, man.
So I guess there should be context added. I guess when he mentioned an agent, he was talking about in college, correct?
Correct.
Because he
In
is
fairness-
represented in the NFL.
In fairness, this
If
was
you were to
Gruden
make it.
asking him when he was in college, did he use an agent for his deals? And he said no. He does have representation. He also does have a free agent deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Life comes at you fast, man.
Dude, I get it. We were all young. We've all been stupid. We've all had arrogance, but you just went undrafted. Humility. That's all. Show some humility.
Well, there's some players, and I've said this, that are great college football players whose games will never translate to the NFL. And Pavia may be the perfect example of that. Johnny Manziel may have been the perfect example of that. Charlie Ward, just to name quarterbacks here along the way. One guy that I thought at the beginning of the college football season could have been a potential first-round pick, Garrett Nussmeier. Couldn't stay healthy, and that dude waited forever.
7th round.
I mean, there were kickers that went before him, you know? And that's just, it just shows you what you think. So, and I bring this up because next year, everybody says, oh my God, the class is going to be unbelievable. Garrett Nussmeier at the end of the 2024 season, I went back, he was projected as a 2nd-round pick. He got picked in the 7th round. Drew Aller was thought to be a top 10 pick. How about that one? Didn't want to put on the Steelers hat as a Browns fan? Or is it Browns or Bengals? I think Bengals. So what we perceive now, a lot can change.
Yeah.
A lot can change between now and next season. If the draft was held today, yeah, there'd probably be a bunch of quarterbacks taken, but a lot changes.
Well, again, we also thought this draft class was going to be great. And as the season played out, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, all these guys.
I mean, for quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these guys just kind of Arch Manning, even though he didn't come out in the draft, I don't know how they still have him go on top of next year's draft, Heisman favorite. And after watching what happened last year, I don't know how you can make that, I guess, early prediction.
I'll I guess, predict now that there's going to be half of this projected list won't be first-round picks.
Mm-hmm. And there's going to be guys that we haven't heard of or we don't know a lot about who then
like the Norris Sellers, the kid at South Carolina who got paid a ton of money to come back. And when healthy, is really exciting to watch. Okay? Which quarterback am I getting? Am I getting the guy that in 24 at the end of the year, you're like, man, that's really special, or the guy that flat out stunk for a good chunk of the season? Just like bad. Like, what happened there? Am I supposed to think, well, he's going to be back to that electric guy? Maybe, but maybe he won't.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's all a crapshoot.
While we play the season. Do you want to play back the clip of my prediction? No, it's okay. Carson back? That's all right. Once in a while.
We played it once.
Once in a while.
We played it once.
Once in a while. I get lucky. All right, 11 o'clock hour coming up. I got a really good question I'm going to ask Chris in the 11 o'clock hour of a story that happened that I don't think I would ever do, but different type of kids these days. The hour kicks off with the news next.
Let's really do the news.
Yes. Now it is time to do the news.
But now it's time for the news.
11 o'clock hour, WYGM Orlando, WJR HD2 Cocoa Beach, Orlando sports leader, Marc Daniels of Vita Sports. Tonight, Magic play Game 4 of their series against the Detroit Pistons, a chance to go up 3-1. Jamal Mosley and how you have to put Game 3 behind you, even though it's a win, because every game is different.
I mean, just being up 2-1 at home is a good thing. But again, you got to come out and do it again. And that's why I'll keep saying it's the one game, because a lot of things can happen in that moment, guys that can step up big, and that's all you need for that. And so our ability to stay the course, stay even keeled, understand that we've got to learn from this game and what we could do better, but also what worked.
Meanwhile, J.B. Bickerstaff of the Detroit Pistons on how they put Game 3 behind them and focus on tonight's game.
And, it gives us more opportunity to study. It gives us more film to watch. More time, to prepare, to get ready for Monday, but you can't hang on to it. And again, our guys have been consistent all year, that we've been able to move on to the next. So I trust our guys, that we'll focus on it. We'll learn from it. We'll study it. We'll get better at it. And then Monday, we'll be ready to go.
Magic and Pistons tip off tonight, 8 o'clock coverage on this station. In the NBA last night and yesterday, 4 games. The Raptors even up a series with the Cavaliers with a 93-89 win. Scotty Barnes had 23 and 9 rebounds in that game. The Spurs go up 3-1 in their series against Portland, 114-93. Victor Wembanyama came back after having his head bounce like a basketball for a couple of times. A couple of games ago, they lead that series 3-1. Wemby at 27 and 12. Celtics were hot shooting outside. Tatum went for 30 despite Joel Embiid's return. Boston takes a 3-1 lead in the series with a 128-96 win over the Sixers. And the Rockets stayed alive despite not having Kevin Durant. They beat the Lakers 115-96 in that matchup. NBA scheduled today outside the Magic and Pistons. OKC looks for the sweep in Phoenix. And Minnesota looks to close out the series. They play a Game 5 in Denver against the Nuggets. Among the action in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, it's been a phenomenal series with Tampa and Montreal. 4 one-goal games, multiple overtime games, a 3-2 victory in regulation last night for the Lightning. Over Montreal. The Lightning were down 2-1 going into the third and win it by a score of 3-2. That series is now even at 2 games apiece. Played this clip earlier for sub 2-hour marathon. Sebastian say we went for 159.30. How insane is that? That is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it takes me a little while to, I don't think I've gone a marathon in my life in terms of running, but to do it in less than 2 hours.
Yeah. By the way, Minnesota has lost Dante DiVincenzo for the season, for the rest of the players with the Achilles, and he's obviously going to be out a good chunk, if not all, of next year. And Anthony Edwards is now going to be out with the knee injury that he suffered. So, despite being up 3-1, it'll still be interesting to see how far Minnesota can go by handling this. Baseball, the Red Sox fired Alex Cora after a 17-1 win. Oh. Chad Tracy had been managing the AAA team in Worcester, and he takes over as the interim manager. Alex Cora might be, by 5 o'clock today, the Mets manager. The Mets got swept by the Rockies.
Yeah, that's not good.
I think the First Academy would beat the Rockies. The Mets got swept by the Rockies, and there's buzz in New York that a move can be made relatively quickly. Jim Furyk apparently will be named the Ryder Cup captain for 2027 for Team USA, which would be exciting for him, and will lose by 2.5 points probably. And Carlos Alcaraz, out of the French Open, suffered a wrist injury and will not be playing in the next tennis major. What else do I have here for you? By the way, are you a big bobblehead guy?
I have a couple, but I don't go out of my way to collect them.
Last night I was just scrolling through different channels in between NHL periods and NBA basketball. And the Savannah Bananas played at Yankee Stadium, which, by the way, I found, if you don't like the Savannah Bananas, it's fine. But they're The guy's a marketing genius behind them, okay? It wasn't packed. It was about 80% full at Yankee Stadium. And I always thought there's some markets that maybe won't go for that. And you were thinking like the hallowed grounds of Yankee. There was like 40,000 people at that place. And I don't know why it struck me, but the behind home plate, like there's a Max Fried bobblehead. Have we over bobblehead the world?
Yeah, probably.
I guess people love bobbleheads though.
I don't understand a fascination with them.
Yeah.
But
Mason Miller, back to baseball. Earned his 10th save of the season as the Padres were playing the Diamondbacks in Mexico City. He's also extended a scoreless streak to 34 2/3 innings. He's less than 7 innings away from the all-time record for relief pitchers, 41 straight scoreless innings. Greg Olson did it as a closer for the Orioles. Oral Hershiser holds a record for most consecutive scoreless innings at 59, which I think never gets as much credit as it should. It's unheard of to think that a pitcher could go 59 straight without giving up a run.
Well, back in his day, he used to pitch, 9-inning games?
Mason Miller, because now I'm obsessed by looking at it. Mason Miller's average fastball's come down a little bit.
Uh-oh.
It's 101.9. It's not a radio station. It's his average fastball. His changeup has come down from 96.6 to 96.4. His changeup is 96.4 miles an hour. It's insane. It is unbelievable.
I could totally hit it.
No, it's got run on it, man. That you think it's coming straight at? No, it ain't. It's right now. He's like, there's a period when Aroldis Chapman was simply unhittable, and he was unhittable because he also had the ability of throwing that wild fastball near your head that just had you like, I don't think I'm getting anywhere close. And Miller's in one of those zones right now. Plus, he's playing on a team that draws crowds, and he's into it. Supposed to pitching wherever the heck the A's were playing, and now he's making great entrances and stuff like that. But
speaking of things that are overdone, have we overdone the home run celebration where you either put a helmet on or you put a fur coat on? Like I saw the Rockies had a fur coat. Like what are we doing?
Did you not hear my little rant last week? I told you.
Oh yeah, with with doubles and
in college baseball,
3-pointers.
No, I brought up again this weekend. In college baseball, it's out of control right now. It's out of control. Guy hits a home run, the entire team comes out of the dugout, and it's basically 10 feet in their home plate, and it's a routine, and it drives me crazy. And I even say this even about UCF, like they hit a bunch of home runs at Utah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just out of the dugout; they're right by home plate. The kid on Cincinnati that hit 3 home runs in the series does like a sensei bow with his team, and you want a party, go into the dugout. Now, to answer your question, is it over the top? It's been over the top for years, but I'm not as bothered by the dugout celebration. The wheelbarrow, Cal Raleigh's got the trident, or the Mariners in the trident. It doesn't bother me if it's in the dugout. Do I think it's over the top? Of course it's over the top. But it's been over the top now for years, and maybe I'm just the old guy.
Well, do we need to blame the Hurricanes with that stupid turnover chain?
I mean, you can if you want, although I don't think there's as much stuff on sidelines anymore. I think that's kind of played its course.
Well, I know Florida State, and I'm glad they did away with it. The stupid turnover backpack, like what the hell was that? But
I think the best one that I've ever seen is the UNLV slot machine. It's just the best. You get a turnover, go to the sideline, you pull the slot machine, and it comes up with 3 cherries, and everybody goes crazy, or like 3 jackpot. That's funny because you're making a play. But in the dugout, I don't mind. I can't stand most of it. And
I just think it's just
the double celebration is also, again, you hit a double, stand at second base. I don't need the look in the dugout, the dog urinating on the fire. But I'm old. I acknowledge that. But I can't stand it.
I thought I was old. I mean, it was cool. It was a gimmick. Great. But it needs to be done. It needs to be done. It's just not. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. No, I watch it again. I'm even picking on the team that I call. Like UCF scored a run on a fielder's choice, and the guy comes into the dugout and he's showered like, with celebration. He has to run through the tunnel of the team. So, and I get it, play with emotion and energy, but it's like, come on, he scored in a fielder's choice. 3-1. Okay. They just have a walk-off fielder's choice to win a conference title. The fielder's choice. you know? Yeah. Yeah. But do I like a wheelbarrow going down no. I was like, who's got a wheelbarrow? Browns crew. All right, but
I think they're missing it. I think they need it.
Yeah. I mean, the trident's kind of funny, but
we don't need to do it.
But we're long past. Is it needed? Of course it's not needed. Just do it in the dugout. That's all. Just
don't do it. Just don't do it.
I'm old, so I have to accept that change happens, but I just think some of it, you're almost, particularly in college baseball, you're asking for fights to break out. You are, but by allowing what they allow, you can't do it in Major League Baseball unless the game ends. But too many times in college baseball, that home run celebration is just asking for guys to get beamed and stuff like that. So, all right, 20 minutes. Got a great story that I'm going to throw by Chris. We come back though a little bit more of the Magic tonight and some draft stuff and more when the Beat of Sports continues.
Hey, what's up? This is Pat Lynch.
And I'm talking about you're not rocking out with WJRR.
Lock it in here with Marc Daniels and the beat of sports.
Oh, boy. Oh.
What is it?
Bad news.
What?
Bad news.
What?
Oh.
What is it?
Tonight, when the Magic play the Pistons, the extender, Scott Foster, is among the officials. No.
Got to keep the series going.
Oh. Everybody knows what happens when Scott Foster is assigned to a series and a certain seed needs to get things going a little bit or maybe needs to bail one out to extend something. You don't get the nickname the extender without a little bit of, reality to what happens. But, oh, gosh. The crew chief tonight is Scott Foster.
Do you think the NBA, for ratings purposes,
just book it? It's 2-2 going out of Game 5. Just it's over. What?
Do you think, for viewership purposes, and NBA wanting bigger numbers, do you think the NBA would rather see Detroit or Orlando advance?
So, fair question. I go back to what I said earlier on the Magic. They're not your dad's 8th seed. The Magic are one of the more unique 8th seeds in a long time. I was going back and looking. Typically, your 8th seed in the East in the last decade was filling out the playoff bracket because you have to have now 10 teams. I said this earlier. That's not the Magic. The 8 seeds in the last decade. And remember, the Heat got to a final, but they're typically barely above 500, and nobody projected them at the beginning of the season to contend for the conference. The Magic were picked to be a team that could contend for the Eastern Conference. So they're a different team. I don't know. I look, Boston and New York help ratings in the East.
Right.
Nobody else moves the needle. Nobody else does. Doesn't mean the Magic can't be exciting. No one moves the needle. In the West, the Lakers, because they're the Lakers. OKC, there's a little bit of data now that shows that Wemby attracts a larger than normal audience. It's not for Denver. Even though Jokic is arguably the best player in the world, it doesn't. So those are the teams that move the needle, and the needle's not as big as it used to be. It's not like Michael Jordan needle stuff. So I don't know if it matters to the overall rating, but oh boy. Oh boy. Scott Foster averages 2.1 more fouls per 100 possessions than the average NBA ref. So he's going to be using that whistle tonight, man. Yeah. Did 62 games this year. He's done 1,900 games in his career. Now, a couple ways of looking at this. Home teams fare better historically. And it is a little bit of a myth, but he's developed a reputation of being the guy that if you need a series to get extended a little bit longer, you call on Scott Foster. Scott Foster's on 129 Magic basketball games in his career. The Magic are 55-74.
Ew.
But now he's been reffing for 2 decades, so there's been some really bad Magic teams. But, oh boy, the extender's coming in tonight. Yeah. The answer to the question that you didn't ask but likely would ask is, do I think the NBA actually does this? No. The only thing that I believe, okay, is that the NBA, in its work with officials, and it's really the officials within the officials that point out, hey, and this happens in a 7-game series, okay? Every team sends plays to the league office and everything. You have the 2-minute report, but there are plays that happen before the final 2 minutes. Every team sends it in and says, hey, look for this, look for this, look for this, look for this. And enough officials either retired recently or those have been retired for quite some time say, look, yeah, the league will remind us, hey, it's been a little bit too aggressive. Let's watch for this, watch for that. I don't think the league says, look, we need this series to go another 2 more games because the money. I don't believe,
God, I hope not.
When I don't. I do think the league, though, sometimes wants some stuff cleaned up or to watch for this. But when the extender comes to town, you just don't have a good feeling. Oh, boy.
Do you think they would have sent the extender if the series was opposite?
Well, I mean, the thought is that Scott Foster would have been doing Denver, Minnesota today. Denver's down 3-1.
Should the NBA have the same officials?
So maybe the league
officiating
feels like, hey, Minnesota's missing 2 starters. They're fine. What?
Should the NBA just have the same officials officiating the entire series?
No.
Why?
I don't like that.
Why?
Because then you tend to have emotions carry over.
We have baseball umps call entire series.
That is correct.
What's the difference?
I don't think you get as many emotional, even though dugouts will chirp about balls and strikes, although Major League Baseball's kind of eliminated that now with the ABS system. In the NBA, officials are constantly running down sidelines and baselines, and the emotion can carry over. And I think you want new emotions one game to the next. I think it keeps a clean head for an official. Yeah.
But they still hold, I don't say they hold grudges, but
You're more likely in baseball. But with a crew of 4, you're at home plate once, and sometimes none in a 3-game series. It's not like, hey, I'm umping again behind the plate tomorrow. That doesn't happen. In fact, in the NBA Finals, there's 12 officials that do the NBA Finals, and they rotate officials out. So, listen, it's a nice myth. I don't think the Pistons go, oh, good, Foster's here. It's worth another 7 points to us. Maybe. No, by the way, if the Magic win this series, I'm going to give you a scenario here.
Mm-hmm.
They win the series 4-2.
Okay.
And lose in 5 to the Cavaliers. Are we back on the?
Yes.
Wow.
You know it is. You know it is because this Magic team was expected to go deep into the playoffs.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just a couple of guys that Magic fans in that group are screaming about. One's employed at North Carolina, the other's got the Milwaukee job. So, that's right. Billy Donovan's still free. Yeah.
Bring back Stan.
Hasn't coached a meaningful game in the month of May in a long time. But I think the Magic are tough to beat tonight. I really do. I think the Magic will be tough to beat. And I think Detroit knows that they have problems.
How much of that home losing streak weighs on their mind, too, if they go down 3-1?
Well, they snapped it. They won game 2.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they won game 2.
Mind.
But I don't believe Detroit could come back from a 3-1 deficit in Orlando. They might win game 5, but I don't think if they're down 3-1, they can win 3 in a row against the Magic. We come back. Life sometimes boils down to simple decisions. Give you a story. Curious what side Chris takes. I think I know what side he'll take. We'll do that next.
What's good, locos? This is Angel from the Monsters in the Morning on Real Radio 104.1, and you're listening to the voice of UCF, Marc Daniels, and the Beat of Sports on FM 96.9 The Game. You want real sports talk? You got it right here.
All right, Chris, want to run a story by you.
All right.
And tell me what you think and maybe what you would have done. High school baseball team has an average season.
Mm-hmm.
Sub 500.
Okay.
But because of how the FHSAA ranks teams using a computer model, a team qualifies for state playoffs. And West Nassau High School in Callahan, Florida, not far from the Georgia border, is at 13-14, the regular season has made the 3A playoff.
Okay.
Okay. And they're the 6th seed, and they'll play a regional quarterfinal game against number 3 seeded Swanee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the game is set for this past Saturday. They've got some talent. I mean, not a team that had no chance. They have a pitcher whose season ERA was .94.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yep.
But most of the upperclassmen on the team skipped the state playoff game because it was the same time as the prom. Chris is rolling his eyes back like the Undertaker.
What are we doing? Why?
The story got a little viral because it got out that most of their players, seniors, a couple of juniors, opted to go to the prom. And then they posted a picture on their Twitter that says, "These Warriors battled out on the field tonight, gave it everything they had, even though it didn't go our way. We couldn't be more proud of this group of Warriors." And they posted a picture of the players that did play, and most of them underclassmen. And most of the team opted to go to the prom instead of playing in a state playoff game. Now, some of the feedback has been, could they not schedule the game earlier in the day? And I'll be honest, the FHSAA picks the dates, but I'm a little bit removed. I used to know a better rundown. I think they give you the dates, and I think for this quarterfinal, I don't know if it could have been played Friday, but Saturday, I don't think they tell you when you have to play the game. So what I don't know is, could West Nassau have said, look, it's prom night for us. Any chance we can play the game at 11 or 12? But you would have been asking the team hosting the game to change it, and maybe they have the right to go, no, we're playing at 7 o'clock because we sell more tickets, whatever. But let me bring it back, Chris. If given a choice to play in a state playoff game, even if your team was under 500, didn't have a chance, probably not to win the state championship, would you play or say, look, man, I loved playing baseball, but it's prom night?
I'm playing. Of course I'm playing. What is this? Like, are we serious?
Yeah, they lost. Yeah. Yeah.
No, of course I'm going to play.
You're playing.
Yes.
No matter what.
No matter what. This may be the last time I ever step on a baseball diamond. If I didn't get a scholarship to go play baseball, this might be the last time I step on the diamond. Yes, I'm going out there with my teammates who I spent the last 4 years with.
And you're playing.
Yes.
Not only would I have played, I think my dad would have looked at me and said, you're not even thinking about. Right? Yeah. They lost 12-1, and Swanee advances as the playoff continues. I saw some people online go, look, the team didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. Wait. And some of the players may have just assumed that and already made plans. And what are you supposed to do in not knowing the playoff bracket and so forth? And I guess, in fact, somebody even posted, and I don't think they mentioned the kid's name. So-and-so already made plans, and you think he's supposed to tell his date that he's not going to be able to go to the prom because of a baseball playoff game. And I thought for a second, it's a fair question. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only am I not going to the prom, you're not going to the prom. You're going to the game too.
Who?
The date.
No.
She's going to the baseball game too.
I don't know. Yeah. Or ready? You go up, you knock on the door, and then you run, they open up. It's the corsage. I brought you the flower.
Here's a little love note.
Yeah.
Sorry, but baseball first.
Yeah.
Bros before prom night dates.
If I played,
No, you gotta play.
I don't understand the
You have to
person that
play.
would say, but it's prom. And I don't know. For one, I think when I went to high school, prom was much bigger than it is now. I don't know. It's been 40 years since it was my 40th high school reunion. 41 years. Yeah, 41 years since my prom. But I felt pretty strongly. Well, first off, my prom was in May. My graduation was the first week of June. So my prom was in May. Unfortunately, we never had the conflict of still being eligible for the playoffs. Summer ball, no one ever beat us. But then when we went to high school, everyone went to their private schools, and I was left with not much out there. But I don't know. No, there's no way I would miss the game. None. Zero.
Did you go?
I didn't have a girlfriend for I didn't have a long relationship in high school. It's like a lot of guys. Hey, you want to go out? Okay, and then 2 weeks later, break up. So it's one thing to go, hey, they've been together for 3-4 years. I might have a little bit of a heart, but I still think I'd play.
Did you go to school, or did your school have it to only seniors could go to prom? Or it's only upperclassmen, juniors and seniors could go to prom?
The seniors can go to prom, but you could have a date whoever you wanted.
But I'm saying, could freshmen go to prom?
I mean, somebody was a junior that was a date of a senior. Their prom.
But what about freshmen or sophomores?
No.
They couldn't go to prom?
Again, seniors bought the ticket to prom, and then if you wanted to bring a date, then you bought a second ticket. I don't believe you were prevented from bringing a freshman or sophomore, but a sophomore could not buy a ticket to the senior prom for me.
Because my argument was going to be for these guys, how many times have you gone to prom?
I don't know. Again, I don't know the prom scene these days.
One last trip on the diamond with your teammates.
Oh, if I saw a bracket that had my school's name in it, after I thought, well, we're not going to make the playoffs, and they say, well, you never know if the computer's going to be any okay, and then I saw my team's name on the bracket.
I'm ecstatic.
I would have been insane. Let's go. Let's go play and everything. And then, I can't.
That's terrible.
And I was reading online. I went down this black hole of a Facebook page, and there's parents defending the kids, everything. Oh, it's their only prom, and
you have prom every year.
But then there was probably a mom goes, this is a memory they'll have for the rest of their lives. Listen, most of your kids are going to be drunk and won't remember it in 2 days. Okay.
Or you might become a teenage parent.
And and you're on MTV 7 times a day. Then your daughter's 16 and she's pregnant. And then someone goes, well, they lost 12-1. Listen, I could live with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I could live with myself if I played and we lost 12-1, because at least I tried.
Yeah.
I could live with myself. Yeah, but, it's their prom. They weren't going to win a state title. Yeah.
Soft argument.
Yeah. No way. No way would I miss the game.
Oh, you're absolutely playing. You are absolutely
even
playing.
Summer ball. I would lie at my workplace about not feeling well because I was not going to miss a game of summer ball. I love summer ball because I never lost in summer ball. I won every game. I was in high school, and everybody left to go someplace else. So I was never missing games in summer ball.
I always loved anytime I had a chance to play, I was playing.
I'll never forget the year that I was a junior, and I went to the prom. One of the guidance counselors was like, what are you doing here? Someone's got a date tonight.
I did homecoming as a junior and then prom as a senior.
Yeah. It didn't work out with the senior that, was a junior, but it was all right.
Is it still bad to like?
I don't know. Please don't ask me prom questions. I have no idea.
No. If you're like a senior or junior and you're dating an underclassman, is that still frowned upon?
When you're starting shortstop. Basketball point guard. Former football player. Emphasis on former.
If you're on losing teams, you can't flex.
And drove a 79 Monte Carlo.
Hey, there you go.
You're taking my daughter to the prom in that? Well, just don't look on the right side that has some damage, but the left side's pretty good.
You gotta order the limo. Come on, man.
Didn't do the limo.
I did.
No.
But there was like 8 of us.
No.
Or 10.
No, didn't do the limo. Drove to both. And by the way, my junior year, she bought my ticket and refused to let me pay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Marc Daniels as a junior had a sugar mama.
Her dad was loaded. It was just like really wealthy. Like the pickup was like, what am I doing in this neighborhood? And now I know they're looking at the car. Yeah.
Should have ordered.
I not yet paid off my dad for the car because I've told the story. My dad made me buy the car that he let me drive one night, and I went on a left turn. I went wide, and I scraped another car. And my dad cut a deal because you're going to buy the car, and you'll pay for this. And I not yet paid it off, and I not yet paid enough money for the repairs. So it wasn't a lot of damage, but it was visible. And I did get that look from her father when she came out. He's like, that's the car? She'll be back by 1.
She'll be back by 11.
But yeah, you can't blow off a state playoff.
Nope.
You can't do it. You just can't.
Nope.
Let your guys down, man. Just let them down. So anyway, that's the story that went down. So Chris is a hard no.
It's a hard no. That's a terrible story. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to prom. In that voice.
Where's it at? The American Legion Hall?
Is it in your high school gymnasium?
All right, we come back, put a wrap on the Monday show next.
trends, and off-the-wall stories. Trends.
That's the craziest thing I ever heard.
And the extender Scott Foster sent down a ref tonight's Magic Pistons game, which usually is not a good sign for the team that's got a lead in the series because the league usually sends Scott to a place that they want the series to be extended. Allegedly. Certain theories out there.
I know
We got an excuse now if we lose.
They'll never admit to it. That almost feels like kind of fixing games, doesn't it?
It's the running joke for Scott Foster.
But if it's true,
60% of the time, it works all the time. No, 60% of the time, the home team wins in games Scott Foster does.
so isn't that kind of counterintuitive then?
Except he tends to call more fouls than the team that's leading the series than not. Anyway, we'll see what happens tonight. Tomorrow, we'll recap Game 4, the Magic and the Pistons. Either the team's up 3-1, or we got a best of 3 coming up. We'll get to that and much more on the Tuesday program. Miss any of today's show, go where you get your favorite podcast. Type in the Beat of Sports on demand for the entire show. And you can subscribe and get it downloaded to listen when it's convenient for you. Catch the stream. Go to our YouTube page, 96 The Game Orlando. Click on the logo and the live button. You can watch the stream back anytime that you want. Chris, have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
You too, Mark.
Chris, producer, Marc Daniels, The Beat of Sports.